Welcome to my channel. This is a scary story from a traveler about a vanishing village. I was traveling through Europe in the late 1980s with two musician friends of mine. We had an old VW bus that we were fixing up as we went. Our plan was to drive down through France, Italy, and into Spain. It was raining one night, and we were driving through southern France when we came across this tiny village. It looked like it was straight out of a storybook with cobblestone streets, thatched roofs, and these really cool old buildings. And all the windows had these warm yellow lights shining out from them. It was so cute. We parked the van and walked around for a while, checking out the place. And pretty soon, we found some locals just hanging out, drinking wine and smoking cigarettes. They were all super friendly, and they invited us to join them. So we sat down and started chatting. Now, I don't speak much French, but these guys were awesome and they all spoke English. We spent hours just drinking wine and hanging out with these new friends of ours. They told us all about the village and how it was this close-knit community hidden away from the rest of the world. They also warned us about something called La Fate, which apparently happened every few years. They described it as this dark, evil thing that would come to the village and take something precious away. But we couldn't quite figure out what they were talking about. Maybe it was some kind of plague or disease or something. Anyway, eventually we said our goodbyes and headed back to the bus. We poured up some wine and got cozy in our little van. And within an hour or so, we were fast asleep. When we woke up, it was still dark outside, but we could hear people starting to move around. So we figured that we should probably get going too. As we started to pack up, we noticed that a few of the villagers were standing around staring at us, and they were all whispering to each other. One of them finally worked up the courage to come over and talk to us. He told us that we had to leave right now, that we couldn't stay another minute. He said that we had been here for 3 days, and that the fate was coming tonight, and we wouldn't be safe if we were still here when it arrived. We thought he was just playing around, so we just laughed and told him that we were leaving as soon as we finished packing up. That is when his face turned really serious, and he told us in a low voice that we didn't understand the danger, that we had to go now before it was too late. Well, that freaked us out a little, so we got in the van and started to drive off. That's when we saw them. All the villagers were standing in front of the van with these wild looks on their faces. They were screaming at us to turn around, but we couldn't understand what they were saying. So we just started to drive off. And that's when the screams turned into angry shouts and they started throwing rocks at the van. We hit the gas and sped out of there, with them still yelling and throwing things at us the whole time. As we drove, we looked back at the village and saw that all the lights were gone. Every single window was dark. It was like a ghost town. We stopped at a little cafe along the road to calm down a bit, and we noticed that our clothes were covered in small pebbles and dirt. That's when it hit us. Those weren't street lights that we had seen the night before. They had been candelabras, and we hadn't just spent a night in a village in the middle of nowhere. We had stumbled upon a pagan burial ground. I don't know exactly what we were expecting to see, but we were shocked to find that there wasn't anything there at all. The road that we had driven down was still there, but the village was completely gone. There were no buildings, no villagers, not even a single candle-lit window. It was as if it had never even been there. To this day, I have no idea what that place was or what those people were doing, but sometimes when I'm driving late at night, I think I see a glimpse of those candelabras in the darkness, and I wonder if they were still there, waiting for the next unsuspecting travelers to stumble upon their village. That was a scary story from a traveler about a vanishing village.